nowhere in the world like the Seattle area.
If somebody's looking for a wonderful place on the water, it's available.
This flooring is from President Madison's house. They refurbished it and...
President Madison?
Yeah.
I am always blown away when I meet new salespeople, especially real estate agents, who post on Instagram once a month. And they say, well, that's not really me. Well, then the job isn't really you.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
Welcome back to Your American Dream. I say your because these are stories for you and by you. We're sharing positive stories week by week and hoping to make a lasting impact on the nation. Today we have an incredible adventure with co-hosts Craig Sewing and Tawny Vargas. We're going to be exploring a property in Rancho Santa Fe with unprecedented entertainment value. Check it out.
We have an extra special surprise today because Jenna invited us out to Hacienda del Corazon.
House of the Heart.
Say it in Spanish. We're in San Diego.
Hacienda del Corazon.
So terrible.
I know, I sound so white. Which
more time.
I know what it means, the house, the heart of the house, House of the Heart. My understanding is when we find it, it's
My
going to be a
understanding is we were
massive
supposed to
estate.
take a right, like 6 rights ago, but that's okay.
Well, at least it's a nice neighborhood to be driving around.
Rancho Santa Fe. We got a horse arena.
That's right, Jenna did tell me that we're going to get the ride of our life here, so I don't even know what that means. I imagine, hey look, there's a horse sign.
We're getting close.
Yeah, that's got to mean something.
I can feel the love.
I can
the
feel the
hotel.
whiskey bar.
Hacienda del Corazon. You could smell the whiskey. I think it is.
Is it?
I see roses.
I see a awesome estate. Wow. Wow. Mark here. I can't wait to go in.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Game time. Ready to show me around?
I thought you were showing me around.
Let's go.
That is an unbelievable property in Rancho Santa Fe, California. At 12,000 square feet, we were probably going to get lost, but before we do, we had an amazing interview with New York's Ryan Serhant, also the star of Bravo's $1 Million Listing, and he dropped some incredible knowledge on us. So get a pen and paper and get ready to take some notes, only on The American Dream.
I'm Kara Kay with The American Dream. I get to meet with Ryan Serhant of $1 Million Listing. It's an exclusive interview and it's one you won't want to miss. Thank you again for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
With the wine in the wine room.
It couldn't be classier, in my opinion.
I know, it's very classy. I should have worn a tie.
So I know that you know the importance of TV and media. How important do you think that is in real estate today?
I think media is incredibly important in all businesses. I think any business that does anything for marketing in any way, shape, or form is now a media company. I mean, if you're a real estate brokerage like I am in New York City, we don't build the apartments, we don't build the buildings. We're not really real estate brokers, we're media brokers, right? I find different ways to market my properties via media. And so for me, television has been huge.
Sure, I think you, of all people, know the importance of getting exposure to listings, which is why you've gotten into TV and media. Now talk about the transition into how important it is to be social as well as on TV.
Yeah, I think that if you're a salesperson, right, which is what the book is for, is anybody who sells anything, you're really selling yourself, right? You're creating a relationship. You sometimes have to talk about the product. Sometimes you have to go into the price. Sometimes you have to go into the features. You need to have all that information, but that's what you need to do. That's the job, right? Everything else, especially through social media, especially through different forms of media, is building that relationship passively, right? This, you and I talking right now, is an active communication, building a relationship. Right. But I can hit so many more people through social,
right,
through YouTube, through LinkedIn articles. People talk about passive income all the time. For salespeople and for a lot of people in our generation, kind of the gig generation, we have passive relationships, our passive income, because those will turn into other sources of work for us down the line, and we just don't even know what they are.
If you are talking to a realtor who really wants to make it tomorrow and in the future, what advice would you give them?
I am always blown away when I meet new salespeople, especially real estate agents, who post on Instagram once a month, who aren't doing anything on YouTube or on Facebook or on Twitter, and they say, well, that's not really me. Well, then the job isn't really you. You can't sit there and complain about not having business or sit there and complain about how the market's so tough if you're not actively doing things that are under your control. And what's under your control is putting out media. There's so many different places to absorb content these days, and so many real places to hit real people, to target them directly in your neighborhood, on your block, like that age group. And it's all about consistency.
Are you ready to cheers to your book and all your success?
Sure.
Okay.
Are we drinking this?
Yeah, I mean,
are we chugging
I know
it?
nothing about wine.
So we're cheersing to the American Dream?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that again.
Okay.
So it's for real.
Okay,
Cheers.
cheers.
All right.
To the American Dream.
It doesn't get any better than Ryan Serhant. I mean, there is a reason why millions of people follow him every single week. We're lucky to have him on the show. And right now, we're gonna go back to Rancho Santa Fe and see what Craig and Tawny are up to. Check it out.
Now this is an estate. This is an entertainer's dream. Tawny, can I saddle up with you?
Sure.
In this full bar?
Have you ever seen an estate with its own saloon?
No, I've never been in a place like this. This flooring is from President Madison's house. They refurbished it and...
President Madison?
Yeah. So like from his house, this flooring from his house is now in this pad that we're sitting right now in front of this bar.
Well, you know, I think I'm feeling a little presidential.
Yeah?
So I think this calls for a shot.
Shot, cocktail, shot, right, let's do it. We wouldn't be doing this bar justice if we didn't like take a shot.
Well, I'm feeling classy, so how about the bad stuff?
All right, coming right up. 2 shots of bad stuff.
It's a classic.
Here I have your bad stuff. So I'm gonna pour us a couple shots, but I mean, could you imagine hosting a party here? This could serve hundreds of people.
And if this is your house, you're gonna be the most popular kid, and I promise you, everybody's gonna come party at your house.
Well, this is a great place to host them.
A few more of these, I think you'll be dancing on that stage over there.
I might get on that stage. Depends how we have to get along with the horse arena a little bit later, though.
Oh, yeah?
Check that out later. Do some things out there, have some fun.
Something?
Yeah,
Let's have
do
some
something.
fun.
It ain't my first rodeo.
In the midst of the darkest night,
Hacienda del Corazon is a classic property in Rancho Santa Fe.
chains that were holding me. You sent your son down to set me free. Everything
This property was originally constructed around the same idea of lifestyle that Rancho Santa Fe was founded on, and that is a simpler and a slower lifestyle.
Every time I walk through this house, I see another detail that blows my mind. But my favorite part about the home is that there's this incredible indoor-outdoor space that is accessible in every room. Living in Southern California and having so many beautiful sunny days, it's wonderful to be able to have all of your doors and windows open.
Floors from President Madison in your own private saloon. These are the sorts of things that I didn't even know I wanted until I saw them. This is an amazing way to entertain, but right now we're gonna check out how they entertain in your city.
This is Julie Hall with Windermere Yarrow Bay and principal of Hall Real Estate Group. And as you can see, we're in a typical crazy stormy day in Seattle, but we have to embrace it today. And so I just wanted to share with you today a little bit about what makes our area so great. There's nowhere in the world like the Seattle area. The recreation, natural beauty, and creative energy all combined to create an amazing lifestyle and experience. And if you can handle the traffic, I think those other things sort of balance that out. One of my favorite East Side cities is Kirkland because it has a brand. There are 14 niche neighborhoods, yet you're surrounded by all the major cities, all the tech companies of Bellevue, Seattle, and Redmond. There's also a very active community. When you're out and about, there's people, out with their dogs and their friends, and they're strolling and riding their bikes and playing sports. It's just an amazing energy to be around. Top school districts. And as you could see earlier, miles and miles of public waterfront parks. So I find that Kirkland is just very energizing. And we are walking on Park Lane towards the marina. Out of the 4 million miles of road in the United States, this is actually named one of the top 5 streets in America. And it was designed as a living street. You'll see lots of boutiques, shops, restaurants, bars. It's just a beautiful place to gather in the summer. And right now we're headed towards my favorite wine and cocktail bar called Vovina. And it's happy hour right now, which my timing is impeccable. I always seem to hit happy hour. And if you're down there in the summer, you'll also notice the amazing farmers market along the marina. So here we are at Vovina. It's a handcrafted kitchen with craft cocktails. I just want to introduce my favorite bartender, Dave, and he's going to show us a great seasonal favorite cocktail that people in Kirkland love.
Hey guys, I'm Dave. I'm bartender here at Vovina in Kirkland, Washington. And today I'm going to make a cocktail. It's going to be one of the cocktails that highlights sort of the flavors of fall. We're going to keep it simple. I'm going to use a house-infused bourbon. We infuse that with rosemary. I'm going to add in a little bit of house honey syrup, some lemon juice, and a little pomegranate, and rock and roll.
So this place is just a few minutes away of opening for happy hour for today, and we are lucky enough to have the bartender make us one of his seasonal lineups called the Falling Pear, and it's really, really awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed our tour of Kirkland today, and this is just one of the best spots that you can visit.
Never been in a horse stable in California before. I've been in a lot of real estate, but nothing like this. This is cool.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I grew up in horses all my life. And this is honestly one of the coolest.
So Jenna is going to show us around, take us on some of these horses, but I'm kind of noticing there's not any here. This thing could hold 7 or 8 of them, I think.
Yeah, it could hold you. You could live here.
I could live here. All right, well, you're the one who grew up in a barn. So what about these horses? All right, and there she is. Hey, Jenna.
Hi. I know. I promised you guys horses, and there are no horses here today. But the good news is the owners took them down to the Del Mar racetrack, and we have the whole place to ourselves, and I have something super exciting planned. We have 400 horses up at the garage.
400 horses in the garage. All right. Well, let's check it out. All right.
So this is what I really wanted to show you, the toy garage.
What a garage, a lot of toys.
We have motorcycles, motorized bicycles,
Yep.
a classic Chevelle.
This is a beast. Now this is a nice car. I don't even want to touch it because I don't get my fingerprints on it.
But what you get to go out and have some fun with is this Razor.
So this is the horses.
This is it.
So I get to drive this?
Go have fun.
All right. Can I bring Tawny with me?
Of course.
Wow.
Go rip it
All
up.
right, let's go cruising this beast. I'm gonna go grab Tawny and we're gonna go tear it up.
Now, remember, be gentle. The owners aren't here.
All right, got it. Giddy up. Let's do this.
If you would take all the posters on my walls growing up as a kid and put all the cars together, it would be that garage. I mean, that property is absolutely amazing and something that dreams are made of. But right now, we're gonna check out your agent in your city.
Excited to jump over to studio in Seattle, and today we get to talk to Kris Holden. She is a real estate expert with Windermere Real Estate, and we get to talk about some great tips. Great to meet you today, Kris.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, Kris, you're an expert and a dynamo there in the Seattle area. I know you've been doing this for a long time. What are some of the updates right now that you advise? A lot of times sellers are getting their houses ready and they think maybe they have to spend a boatload. I know you've got some quick tips of maybe even under $500 that people could get their home ready.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of people think they do have to spend a lot of money, but you can do some of the best things by spending just a small amount, such as changing out light fixtures, updating those, faucets, and one of my super secret tricks is to put in a really wonderful tile backsplash that updates a bathroom or a kitchen.
Oh, that is good advice. So if you were also giving a seller maybe some of your top 3 recommendations for the best return, what would you give them?
You know, you kind of go to the basics for that. First and foremost is fresh paint. It's always something you get your money back for and then some. Next would be carpet, and they sound like basic things, but they're really important to make a property feel extra fresh. And then just a professional cleaning or making sure that it is super clean.
I think what you've done is brought in such great common sense of these are some key things, and let's look at that could really make a difference when they're selling their home, which I think is fabulous. What are your advice on home staging?
You know, staging makes a huge difference in what the seller can get for the bottom line. And it really makes a property come to life and displays a property in its best light. And anytime you can add that emotional value to a property, you're going to get more money for it. So it's definitely worth the extra time and effort.
You happen to have some great listings right now that you're out there trying to give to families and homeowners. Why don't you share one of those with us?
I would love to. We have a beautiful property right now that is on Lake Tapps. It's no bank waterfront, 128 beautiful feet, super private lot, and it is like a luxury cabin. It's all cedar siding, hardwood floors throughout, tall ceilings, and just really, really well done. So if somebody's looking for a wonderful place on the water, it's available.
Oh my gosh, that just sounds wonderful. I'll take it. That sounds amazing. I'm sure you're gonna find the right family that really wants to love that home. So glad that we got to talk to you today, and thank you for being a part of the American Dream and empowering others for their American Dream.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it for this episode of The American Dream. I don't know how I ended up in the studio when Craig and Tawny got to ride that thing out in Rancho Santa Fe. Either way, if you have a property that you think would be perfect for the American Dream, or you have a story that you think that we should shoot out all over the nation, we would love to hear from you. And until the next episode, I hope you keep dreaming, and thanks for stopping by.
Till you come back home.